All right, folks, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the Middle East, Zionism, and the terrifying reality of what's unfolding right now in Gaza. This isn't just another headline. This is about power, propaganda, and the ugly truth behind why the U.S. keeps funneling billions into Israel while our own cities crumble. I just got done listening to this explosive interview between Mike Adams from BrightLearn and geopolitical analyst Jake Morphonios, and let me tell you, this conversation was eye-opening. Jake's been covering Israel-Palestine since the late 90s, so he's seen the cycles of violence, the lies, and the deliberate provocation play out over and over. And what he revealed? Chilling. First off, let's talk about this endless loop of destruction. Jake breaks it down. Israel goes in, bombs Gaza, takes more land in the West Bank. The world briefly freaks out. Then everything goes quiet. Rinse and repeat. But this time, it's different. Over 11,000 Palestinians dead, mostly women and children, and the global outcry is louder than ever. Why? Because people are finally seeing the footage, the rubble, the blood, the real cost of occupation. And here's the kicker. The old criticizing Israel is anti-Semitic card? It's losing power. Jake points out that more Jews, especially young, liberal Jews, are saying, "Hold up, you don't get to commit ethnic cleansing in our name." And when Jews themselves are calling out Israel's apartheid, that label starts to crumble. But let's get real about why nothing changes. Money. Jake drops the truth bomb. The U.S. bribes Egypt and Jordan with hundreds of millions a year to stay silent while Israel bulldozes Palestine. And Israel? They don't need our cash. They run a budget surplus. They just reinvest our aid and profit off it. Meanwhile, our schools, hospitals, and infrastructure? Collapsing. Now here's where it gets scary. Israel's deliberately provoking Hezbollah. Drones striking 40 kilometers inside Lebanon. Officials bragging they'll do to Beirut what we're doing to Gaza. Why? Because Netanyahu wants a regional war. He wants the U.S. dragged into a fight with Iran. And Biden? He's trapped, because if he doesn't step in, he looks weak. But if he does, World War III with Russia backing Iran. And speaking of Iran, Jake lays out the stark military reality. Iran has 1 million soldiers to Israel's 600,000. Israel's got the Air Force, but Iran's got missiles, long-range, heavy payloads that could level cities. And Israel knows it. That's why they're begging the U.S. to fight their battles for them. But here's the biggest twist. The dollar's collapse. The U.S. is $34 trillion in debt, and the BRICS nations are ditching the petrodollar. If Saudi Arabia joins BRICS in 2024 and drops the dollar for oil trades, game over. The U.S. empire crumbles, and with it, Israel's blank check. Jake's personal stories from Palestine? Heartbreaking. Settlers throwing urine bottles on Palestinian school kids. Soldiers detaining him for taking photos. Meanwhile, every Palestinian he met, mayors, farmers, random people on the street, just wanted peace. Not one called for Jews to be expelled. But the settlers, openly racist, calling Palestinians animals and chanting, "Kill them all." So, what's the solution? Jake's final message is gold. Think for yourself. Don't let the corporate media or your tribe dictate your beliefs. The truth is out there, but you gotta seek it. And right now, the truth is that Israel's apartheid state is unsustainable. The world's waking up. The question is, will we act before it's too late? If you want the full unfiltered breakdown, go check out Jake Morphonios on Telegram at Blackstone Intel or X at Morphonios. This is not a drill, people. The Middle East is a tinderbox, and the U.S. is holding the match. Stay curious. Stay loud. And as always, question everything. Catch you next time.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Jake Morphonios and Mike Adams on January 18th, 2024. The full interview is available at brightion.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.